Alrighty, what's up everybody? We're coming at you with another match here. This is the Emmys tournament. This is the semifinals. Me and Joe against Robert Wismith and Jesse Johnson. I was so excited to play these guys in the semifinals. They're buddies of mine that I see up when I go to Wisconsin for soft tip. And this was interesting going into this match because both of these guys are big-time soft tip players, not much steel tip experience, and every time I ever see them, it's always been soft tip, so it was fun to get to play them on a steel tip board. Once again, yeah, semifinals, doubles, cricket. This is the Emmys tournament where I got to meet Devin Peterson and Damon Hetta. That was absolutely incredible, awesome experience. And yeah, thank you to Will, and a big shout out to Will at USA Darts for streaming this and allowing me to use this so I can make these videos. If you guys do not follow USA Darts, make sure you go give them a subscribe and a follow on YouTube and Facebook. They stream all the big darts tournaments. And hopefully I can get on their stream again in a few weeks here at Grand Rapids. We can make some more of these videos. But here we go. Looks like I won the cork. I opened up with 4 20s. If you watched the last match that I uploaded, you could see that I was struggling. I was having a lot of stray darts. And in this match, I knew I was going to have to throw way better because Jesse and Robert are great shots. So
Who would have thought of that?
I'll call him.
Yeah, a little different. Let's be honest. It is kind of a bummer. I mean, that is one thing that the.
So they got 4 19s. Joe went up there, whiffed on the first 2. So he's like, hey, I'll give a look at that triple 19 and see what happens.
Get a little bit more bang for your buck on the soft tip side. That is true. But, well.
And also it's interesting too because Robbie and Jesse are soft tip players. I was curious to see what their strategy was going to be because even though cricket is the same game on soft tip and steel tip, the strategy is a lot different.
Certainly
So I was curious to see how they were going to do, and Jesse gets a huge 5 mark on those 19s.
Yeah, definitely.
And that first dart was right in the way, so I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to close these 19s. Because in soft tip, you score a lot of points. So not knowing what kind of strategy they were going to use, I didn't want them to keep racking up those points on us. So I'm going to force them to open up another number, even though we are down big on points here. So Robbie's going up to those 20s and whiffs on the third dart. So this opens up the door big for Joe to come up here. We need at least 4 20s here to get the lead. That would be huge.
Chance at getting ahead here.
So it looks like we're both having a couple whiff darts, hitting the neighbors. I cannot see where that third dart is. Oh, it was a triple. Nice. So we got the point lead there. I don't remember these matches too well. It was a while ago when this happened, but you know, we're just going to talk cricket strategy here. What I'm thinking about the cricket match, what I'm thinking of what I throw at. Ooh, a terrible bounce out for Jesse. I don't know if that would have been a triple, but it would have at least been a single, which would be huge. Because in a situation like this, I'm thinking, you know what? I'm going to go 18s. Because if I can get the close, we'll have 2 numbers on them. And I could possibly score some points here if I get a triple, just like I did right there. Now I'm going to go back up to that 20 and get some more points. So we got 2 numbers and the point lead. But the thing is, too, they're only 2 marks away from closing the 20 and 18. And as you can see, Robbie's just going to close it right now. So even though we had those 2 numbers and the point lead, when you only need a single number to get a close, you know, it's not like you have to get a triple. So that was the big move by Robbie there to get those closes, because now we can't keep scoring on those. And he got that big triple on the third dart on that 17. That was huge. That forced Joe to go with those 16s, because if Robbie only gets 117, you know, we're going to go to those 17s, hopefully get the close and get some points. But he forced us to go move over to the 16s. Now Jesse's going to come up here. He's going to want to get some points. And he went over big 7 mark.
Quality stuff there from Jesse Johnson.
That hurt.
This team of Robbie and Jesse.
So now they're up 2 numbers in the point lead. So we were up 2 numbers in the point lead a little bit ago. Now they're up 2 numbers in a point lead. So I got to smash those 15s. Oh, I go bullseye. Okay. And you know, sometimes I'll do that. I like throwing at the bullseye. And a bullseye is worth 50. Triple 15 is worth 45. So it's worth a couple more points. I like throwing at the bullseyes. Oh, there we go. Now I had a bounce out. Now, that should have been at least a single, I would think. And if that was a single, that would have given us the point lead. And it probably would have changed what Robbie ends up throwing here because they would have to get some points. Goes up there, single bull, single bull. Please don't get one more. Please just let us have some fun on that bullseye. He says nope and gets the close. Yeah, that bullseye bounce out hurt, but hey, you know what? You got to move on. They had a bounce out earlier, so now we need those 15s. I think we need at least 6 here. Well, 5 would have worked, but with the first dart miss, we would have needed 6. So it's looking like we're going to lose this leg here. 3 single 15s. Or probably a triple on the first dart. No? Alright, yeah, so looks like we're looking at singles. So now going into the second leg, me and Joe were thinking, you know what? Like, yeah, we lost. And after Robbie had that big 5 mark, they took advantage. But before that, we were looking good. We had 2 numbers and the point lead. So if we can just establish that again and just hold on to it, we'll be looking good. And I get the bullseye. So we get to get the start, which is huge. We got to start the last game and lost. But, regardless, looks like we got an ad here.
That tracks your heart rate.
Looks like they're getting some extra ad revenue while I'm doing this video. But getting the start is huge. So me coming out, once again, I want to make sure that I get at least the close and establish a point lead after my first throw. Especially with the way that they're throwing. I don't know what they threw that first game. I think it was like over a 4, though. I can't see the scoreboard, but so looks like I got 4 in there. And I would have loved to stay on those 20s. I already know that I go down because I remember this shot. I would have loved to stay on those 20s, but my darts were in the way. And I was thinking, you know what? If I got a trip 19 here, that would be huge. So I guess I'll just take a look at it because my darts were in the way at that 20. And these guys are throwing some great darts here. I feel like they're getting at least 1 triple every single time they go up. And not only are they getting triples, but they're getting huge triples when they matter. So here comes Robbie. Trip 19, take the point lead, and he gets the triple 20 on the third dart. That hurts. Oh, man, I forgot about that shot. After he got the 2 first trip 19s, I was like, oh, shoot, that's right. He did start with a 9 mark. So that hurt big, but now here comes Joe. He's got a trip 18. Is that 2 trip 18s? I think it is. So we got 5 triples in a row between Joe and Robbie. We had 5 triples in a row. That was nice. So there goes Joe. Joe got the point lead back. That was huge. A huge round by him after a huge round by Robbie. See, now we're in a good situation here because we only need 119. We don't need to get the point lead and have a hero triple dart. We just need to get the point lead and get a single 19. Now, if you watched the last match, getting those singles wasn't so easy. But I'm feeling a lot better in this match than I did the last match. I did a lot of practicing in between to make sure that I didn't have those stray darts anymore, because going in a match against Jesse and Robbie, can't have those stray darts. I can't afford that. And there's one right there. But it's a good marker dart, so if I can just go right on top and get that triple, which I did, and I can go down and close those 19s. Man, this is a crazy match so far. So now we got the point lead. And the way Robbie's throwing, I'm assuming he's going to close the 17s and get the point lead. And we're going to have to go back up to those 18s, and it's turning into a point game. You get 3? I can't tell there. 3 darts. So now to get the close here is huge. Ooh, trip 18. Joe is on fire right now. You're going to go back up to those 18s? He does. So, yeah, we had the point lead, but it wasn't a big point lead. And the way they're throwing, we need a big point lead on these guys. Because at any point, the way they've been throwing, they're going to go up there and get 1 or 2 triples on their scoring. And then they're going to have a look to back close our number like Robbie did with his first throw with that 9 mark. So that was big by Joe to make our point lead a little bit bigger here. But we got to close these 17s. All right, trip first start. Let's go to those 16s. Oh, triple. 7. But that triple 16 was huge because that gave us an extra number. So now we got 2 numbers in the point lead. So that gave us a lot. We're in a lot more comfortable position now because even if Robbie goes up there and 9 marks those 19s, yeah, they'll have the point lead. But we got 2 numbers and we're feeling good. Can't tell if he has 5 in there. 4 marks. So once again, we got the point lead. We just need 2 15s. And then I don't know what Joe does, but I would go 15-15 and get a point because that would add a bullseye. But a bullseye is not a bad shot either because that just sets me up to only need 2 instead of 3. And they don't have match darts, so see what happens here. Can't tell if that's a single. Nope, so no bullseye.
There.
So even if he goes double bull here, I know I'm going to have a look at the win with just 2 darts at the bullseye. I'm feeling comfortable. Let's get this game back, tie it up at 1 apiece, and go into the sudden death leg. Whoa, way off again. These straight darts have just been so bad. 2 of them.
Proving to be a difficult task. Now does he think about...
Yeah, I'm thinking I got to go points here. If I don't, he's going to have... Then he won't have match darts, but... Yeah, I'm thinking a lot right now of what I would do. But 18, I think, is the smart shot because it adds a bullseye. And especially with those first 2 stray darts, chances are I would have whipped bad on that 3rd dart, which would have given Robbie a lot more confidence going into his throw. So he goes up and closes the 18s. I wonder if he goes and closes the 16s or tries. Yeah, he took a look at it. Not a bad play. Because if he trips it, he puts big pressure on Joe to get the close. All right, Joe's got 1. Does he get another one? All right, 2 big bullseyes for Joe. And here we go, going to the sudden death leg. It's like, all right, Nick, you missed those 2 bullseyes your last throw. You have to hit a bullseye on this cork so you get the start. And if you get the start, you got to start huge. All right, 25. He's got to get at least a double bull. I'm keeping my fingers crossed. Please don't hit a bullseye, Robbie. And he doesn't. So once again, I come up with the start. I got to start big. I minimum need to close the 20s. But ideally, I get at least 4 to get the point lead. In these types of matches, especially, like I said, the way Robbie and Jesse are throwing, we need points. I should have seen how many triples they got that last game, or between the last 2 games, because it was a lot. Single, come on, Nick, get a triple. And I missed low. You can see my reaction. I know that's not good enough. And I actually remember Robbie's next throw here. And it's very interesting because he decides to go up top first and get the 20. Now, he gets the triple, which is huge, but that's a risky move. He goes down to the 19s, and it pays off huge because now they got the point lead and a number on us. So a very risky throw by Robbie, but once again, there's no wrong throw in darts because if you hit it, it works. If you miss it, yeah, you're going to look back and think like, man, I shouldn't have thrown that, but if you hit it, it works. Robbie took the risk, and it paid off huge there because that put us in a bad situation. And Joe coming up, getting a 1 mark. They're in driving position. If they close these 18s, we're in trouble. And he not only closed it, but he closes and gets some more points and stays on it and gets more points. Was that a 7 mark? 7 mark. We're buried. We're buried. I need at least a 9 mark here. Wow, big stray. It was so bad, I need to move to the 16s. I finally find a triple, so we get some points on the board. So at least we're not going to get shut out. So I'm hoping Robbie goes 17s and misses. And he triples the first dart. Please just don't close those 16s. Well, he doesn't close the 16s, but he gets a huge double bullseye. But that's okay because that still gives us a chance to score on those 16s. Because if we can get 6 16s, it'll give us the point lead. And yeah, we're still down 3 marks, and they got 2 on the bull. But it still at least would have given us a point lead, and it would make them think about their throw. But with Joe just getting 1, they know what they're doing. They have no pressure. So Jesse's going to go up there to throw it, trip the first dart. He could go trip 15 bullseye and win the match. And that would have been an incredible out. That would have been awesome. So instead he goes bullseye. This is a quick 3rd leg here. I think they only threw 15 darts this leg. If I remember. I looked at the stats before hopping on here. I think it was a 15 dart cricket leg, which is huge.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be...
Yeah, this one's game over. The question is, does Robbie get it on his first dart? Second dart? Nope, it's going to take him 3. The way he was throwing, I just kind of expected him to trip out on the first dart.
Sigh relief there from
all right, guys. So there is it. That was the end of my weekend at Emmys. I love Jesse and Robbie, so I was so happy for them to go on to the finals. Where they ended up, I'm pretty sure they ended up getting the win. They played Danny Baggish in the finals. They got the win. So, you know, if you're gonna lose to someone, let it be some good friends. Let me turn this video off. If you're gonna lose to someone, it's not so bad if you lose to some friends, and you always root for them in the finals, and they got the win in the finals. So that was awesome to watch. That's it, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Congrats, Robbie and Jesse, on your cricket wins. Some videos should have popped up over here. Click one, click them both. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Drop the video a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button. I'll see you in the next one, and shoot well.